Your legitimate copy.
I mean, this is my legitimate copy, actually.
Oh, think with that then.
With the so because my PS2 is hacked, the memory card
Yeah.
I have in just automatically loads that, but it'll bypass it if an actual game is in it. It just
That's pretty
bypasses
funny.
all of it and boots it like normal.
That's pretty funny. Well, fair enough.
Project Dot Hack. I'm a huge Dot Hack nerd. I love the fuck out of this game. You have new mail. So we did GU Last Recode, like the first hour and a half of Rebirth.
Yeah.
About 2 months ago, I think it was.
It's something that came to
So
it.
this is the one that started it. I'm gonna put in like a little
first
flashing
game.
light warning beforehand. But yeah, this is the very first one.
First. Okay.
Like the concept for the game was in production and being made. They made this one, made it part 1, and it was, I don't want to say it was like a sleeper hit, but a lot of people liked this game.
I'll say I like the visuals.
They very much at the time, I believe WoW had just started getting popular. EverQuest was a thing and those early MMOs were going on. And the director and staff on the team, they were like, you know, MMOs are fun, but not everyone has the connection to play them well. What if we could just, you know, make an online single player MMO?
I don't know that that works that way, but yeah. Yeah.
Well, just to kind of simulate the experience.
Yeah.
Because not everyone... This was, what, 2004? When this game came out, I think? So the highest speed internet was like, I think 20 megabytes a second. And that was if you paid like $100 to your provider. That would put a cap on it because the router and the modem couldn't handle it.
No. Future's now old man.
The future is now, old man. So this is Dot Hack. So, oh no, 2001, 2002.
Oof.
So internet was just barely a thing.
There you go. Oof.
If you could play EverQuest, you were swimming in money or you had a lot of college money. So let me make sure we're gonna keep everything in English, but you have the option to turn dialogue stuff on and off, switch it to Japanese. I'll actually drop the main volume a tiny bit.
Okay.
That might be too low, actually.
Up.
That should be fine. Controller, vibrate, adjust screen. So the cool thing about this, if you data load, look through your memory card, it'll look through. Oh, that isn't a finished save. Interesting.
Okay.
It'll actually look through and let you load up an older save file,
Yeah.
a clear data one, and you'll start the game with a higher level.
Okay. New game plus it.
So GU does the same thing, where if you have any data from part 2 or 3, you can start part 1 at like the level cap.
Huh. Do you just breeze through things at that point?
Yeah. It's mostly just for the story at that point and stuff you left behind. The sound is actually kind of really low, so I'm going to just turn it back up.
Yeah.
There we go. Starting a new game. Let's get in here,
Right.
because I love the fuck out of this, and we're definitely not going to do a full run of this because it's mostly
Long one?
story and dialogue.
No.
Not
Not long one,
necessarily
just like
long.
normal.
It's like, I think 20... I think you can beat it in like 27 hours, 30 hours.
Ah.
But there's a lot of dialogue and talking.
Got it.
And not all of it's in English.
Is it like fake language?
Yeah, like this.
Nah. I wonder what is it based off something?
So, yes and no. There's a whole like inner working network of lore that was built for this game that just kind of came after the fact. And the idea is that in the world of Dot Hack, there was a very big poet who posted she had like a little blog, and on it she would write poems called The Key of Twilight. It was very popular. A lot of people liked reading it. It was like a highlight of a lot of people's life, right? There was one man who became obsessed with her and that poem to the point to where he wanted to immortalize it in some way. So he started working on a game that eventually becomes the world, and it's loosely based off of her poem.
Huh.
So the voice actor for this game for Kite is Izzy, the voice actress.
Okay.
From Digimon. So I used to go with Izzy for the username.
Got it.
But our character
The
name
username, I
is
assume, is never responded to.
no, it's the character name that we get called by.
Okay. And can we edit that at all, or is that just set in stone?
We can edit it.
Okay.
They don't actually say the name, but when you get like emails and stuff, it's by the character name, not your name. User registration is approved. To start the game, select the world from your desktop. Please enjoy the world.
So easy, huh?
So one of the things that I really gravitate to this is the simulated desktop. GU has the same thing, but it's a lot simpler here. So there's your section for your... Huh?
It's always some weird sort of UI, too.
Okay, Izzy.
Like, this computer is made for just the game.
It is made for just the game, and there's actually a story thing for it. In the world in this world, there is your competing operating systems, and they're all boasting about how good they are, right?
Yeah.
Yasuhiko is our friend. He has invited us to play the world. And there was an event that happened in the Dot Hack Sign anime, which is supposed to take place before this, chronologically, where it knocked out like the entire internet network for like the entire world.
Okay.
Every operating system was affected by it, except for a little indie operating system called Ultimate. And because of that, all big companies that are trying to move into the internet age were like, "Oh, Ultimate was not hit by that outage. Fucking get that on our computers now." So we're running the Ultimate OS.
How does that work? How does every single program for internet browsing get messed up, except for one? Somehow.
It's very weird, the world stuff that gets explained and doesn't get explained.
Got it.
This is our VR helmet that we play the game with.
Okay.
So the original concept was this VR helmet and then a PS2 controller.
It's dumb.
Error
So it's not actually, you're not like brainwaving your way into it.
You're not brainwaving your way into it like Sword Art. No, it's visual mostly.
I feel like it doesn't help as much as it should. The fact that you can turn your head around everywhere and control everything, but you got a controller.
Okay.
It's not as helpful.
Into it we go. And here's the world. Very much more primitive than the version that you saw.
God, this sort of menu is very not what I would expect with it.
So here's our tutorial boards. CyberConnect Company Ltd 2007 to 2010 version 275. So this is called the World R1 Revision 1.
So does this game take place 2007?
2007 between 2010. I think it's supposed to be 2010.
The actual game was made, right?
Yes.
They had high hopes.
They had high hopes. But this was early 2000. This was the age when we thought we'd have flying cars by now.
You made it.
Huh.
This is our buddy.
Hey, it's me, Orca, the Blade Master.
Whoa! You look so different
You know
from
him?
the real Yasuhiko. Nothing like the real
This is our school chum.
Okay.
Hey,
So
I feel like you could
I'm
have
Orca.
said I know you're alive, but
In reality.
So this is so in the world, Orca and Balmung are two very well-known players.
No.
okay.
They look great.
But Kite has never played the world, doesn't know anything about online stuff. He's new to the internet. So this is his dorky friend Yasuhiko, who he sits in class with and probably helps take notes.
In like middle school, whatever they are.
Yeah. They're like
Yeah.
middle school, high schoolers.
Only access in the world. With
The
Flash
world.
Mail, you can exchange messages with others in real time.
Messages.
As long as you are in the, it's mostly used
So
by newbies
he's gonna act as our
whoa.
tutorial.
to form a
Yeah.
party.
Very similar to when we were going through GU, we had the two members pop up and they were like, "Hey, this is how the game works. Let's play the game."
First,
Same
press
exact
the
thing.
button to open the menu. In the menu, select next.
I'm gonna just kind of speed through a lot of this.
Yeah, I mean, I feel it's just tutorial land. That which you probably already know.
I know this game like the back of my hand almost.
Hmm.
But the fun thing is they use like actual emoticons and stuff. So like he'll put like smiley faces in it. There's another character you meet. She always puts smiley faces in her messages. And
Contact people with
even though most of the game is voice acted like this, you still get little smiley faces and little giggles
That's
and
cute.
stuff. It's
In
cute.
other words, you can't always count on the
To be fair, that's kind of what it should be, right? Like, you're probably talking to each other in game as well.
Yes.
I think that's the idea here,
How you play is
and
up
it's
to
not
you.
being texted.
But since EXP, you really don't benefit if you go.
Okay, so he's just talking about how we're gonna go stuff. We're gonna speed through it. This is the Chaos Gate. Works the exact same way it does in GU. It
have
just
what-
it looks
New
older.
keywords or whatever.
Yeah. Bursting,
Select- Good.
passed
Well,
over,
that's what we
Aquafield.
see. Now, oh, and that- see the j- that is, for example,
Yeah.
but once we learn the
So he's just explaining what these jewels mean.
all right. Select
Hmm.
They're not as important unless you're looking for a specific world to go to, but there's a part in the game later on where that becomes kind of important, but it's only important with the type of enemies that spawn in it.
Hmm.
Before we get
So this is
going,
how the worlds
let me
look. This is how the
explain
areas
the
look like
camera
in this version of the world.
during
Planes?
They're very open spaces, similar to what you saw,
rotate the
but they're
camera.
not connected by
Push
like
either the
platforms
L1
and stuff.
button or the R1
Hmm.
button to
It's
move
just
the
one
camera.
open field that spans as far as the game was able to render.
Next,
I mean, the PS2 can handle a lot. They were learning how to do that, but also
Yeah.
this version
But
of
I
the
mean-
world's ability to
tune the
render.
camera in or out
Okay.
by using the right analog stick. Try it.
Look at our look,
To be
look how
fair, I
cute
mean,
we
if,
are.
if everything is just a plain nothing in the background, it's not that hard to render probably.
That's it.
Even
No.
PS whatever era.
Finally, you reset the camera. There.
Oh no, my button sticks.
Okay.
Oh.
And this is
So no, like for
it's the
PS2
Eating
rendering
too much
graphics,
ham.
it can handle it handles everything in this game pretty well.
to town,
There's no
Hmm.
real slowdown or anything. But this was also early in the PS2's life,
jungle.
so they were still figuring out how to do things, and that's why GU looks vastly different from this.
Mhm.
Even part 4, Quarantine, which is the last in this little set,
Determines that
feels and looks way different in the way that they do the cutscenes and stuff,
the type of monsters that don't worry
because they
about
just
it.
had a stronger control of what they wanted and how they could handle it in the PS2.
Now, let's get going on our quest.
All right, Orca, let's speed through
A long
this.
tutorial though. But yeah.
Yeah, because he walks you through literally everything, because this is the gameplay loop.
Hmm.
You use the Chaos Gate, you get to the field, every field has a dungeon in it,
For a basic
etc.
attack, approach the target
And then this is our combat.
Not RPG. Stay fight
Just press X.
like last time. Okay.
But unlike last time, there isn't as much visual flair to it. It's just
get the hang of it,
hit,
right?
Basic.
hit.
Press the triangle.
And depending on your level, will
So he
depend
really
on...
was trying to emulate the idea of the MMO.
Yes,
Okay.
this is quite literally a single-player MMO.
Choose rep
Hmm.
from the list. When the target
Complete
cursor
with
appears,
old-fashioned menus.
That's it. Pretty easy, huh? You can target a party
I think
member for
everyone
recovery or remedy
that's even
skills,
remotely
and the other
interested
for
in
attack.
.hack should take a look at this game.
Only apply skills.
But in its current form, both how hard it is to obtain and I think Infection's actually a lot cheaper than it used to be now, but to complete the set Quarantine, which is the last, still goes for like 200 plus, which is ridiculous.
Yeah.
It's your turn to
And
tell
there's
me what to do.
no mention of this ever coming back.
Okay.
As of right now, there is no mention of it coming back. I would love it if they did the last Recode flare and pull this back up, but this game also kind of needs a
From the menu.
This game also kind of needs an FF7R, where it needs an overhaul, because the way this game is
Yeah.
set up and how you see it
That's good.
working, it's mostly menu management and pressing the same button. So you can't get to skills unless you press triangle, go to skills, press your skill. You can control your teammates' AI, but you press square and it pulls this up, and then you have to specify what you want them to do. It's all menu management.
Hmm.
And even though I
That's
love
funny.
the fuck out of this game, it's dated as fuck.
Yeah.
Like this
Because
is
I mean,
combat.
there's definitely story, as you said, right?
Oh yeah, there's
Because
a
it's
lot of
podcast and
story.
like that. But this is essentially the gameplay right now.
This is the
This.
gameplay. And since
Yeah.
this is the tutorial, our buddy Orca's level 50. This is a level 1 area. He's one-shotting everything.
Mm-hmm.
So it gets
1000% too.
it's over fast, but then the rest of the game you have to build yourself up.
Mm-hmm. You actually have to level.
Yeah.
And grind.
So this right here, they actually didn't put this back in the GU, and I kind of miss it.
This spring has
Spring
a
of Mist? What
strange
is it?
feel. Maybe I should throw in a weapon or a piece of armor.
I have nothing to throw in. So
Okay.
when you collect stuff, you can find those springs and go back and throw it in. And do you remember the tale of the woodsman who loses his axe in a well?
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
You get
throw
an
in,
upgrade or you get something like that.
so you'll throw in a piece of armor or a weapon. A little spirit will pop up and he'll be like, "Did you lose a golden axe or was it a silver axe?" And you can pick either one, or you can pick neither. And if you pick the golden or silver axe, you get that item. It's a level 1 axe, but it's got a really high rarity.
You should know.
But if you say you got neither, he'll give you your item back upgraded.
Alright.
But if you go
Right.
to a low level area and he can't upgrade the item you threw into it,
Color? Just
he'll
use
give
the-
you your item back plus the gold and silver axe as compensation.
See?
Oh, okay. I mean, that's probably good for early on.
For early on, yeah. It's mostly used for the trade mechanic because they're rare. Alright. We walked into the area. Orca's just showing us what's happening. We're new to all of this. This is neat. Hold up. Something's going on. So this is part of the story. This is not
Okay.
normal.
What's going on?
Mm-hmm. Normally one would find, okay, another
Did you just
player
say that?
being chased by a monster.
Was that thing chasing her?
Yeah,
But that's not a level 1 boss monster.
Like that on this level?
Yeah.
Strange. Curiouser and curiouser.
Oh, world.
So, earlier they showed us how booby traps work. And this,
Yeah.
in GU, you can do like a little quick time event and then you disarm it. This one, you just either use an item on it or you brunt force it. And if you brunt force it, you just get an item for the booby trap.
Alright.
Dead end. That girl. Speed charm. And there's also little buffs to help you move faster.
That's an item?
This one's an item, yes.
Okay.
And I think there's a spell version of it too you can learn.
Actual
this-
physical movement.
Actual physical movement, yes.
Does it actually play into, like, puzzles or?
We're trying
There's
to-
What?
there's actually
Movement and
a side quest with these goblins you have to fight, and they're extremely fast.
Everywhere.
Okay.
They die in like 3 hits,
Fun.
Only way to get out of a
but
trap like
you have
this
to be able to
is
catch up to
retrieve
them to
all
hit
the
them.
magic portals in the room. All
Alright, so there's a portal in the room. We gotta activate it, whether it's an enemy or not, and then we're free.
Wonder battle.
That's
And
I
you
think
just
that's the
keep
free
killing them.
for all. And then down we go into the further depths. So GU breaks the dungeon levels up with the field levels. This one gives you both at the same time. You always spawn in a field, and then you'll go into a dungeon. Unless you go to certain other dungeons where it's only the dungeon.
Did you even swing?
He did once. Okay, So, I can disarm this, or... Oh,
Just take it.
did that kill me? Oh, it didn't kill me. Okay. Didn't I tell you to be careful with those? So, because it didn't kill me, but I opened a booby trap, it gave me a fortune wire. It is not recommended that you do that because those can inflict instant death. And if you haven't saved, it just ends the game.
That's good. That's what you need.
But it's
But what's the wire do?
the fortune wire just disarms them.
Oh, so you
you-
need them to disarm more traps later.
Yes, all dungeon
Weird.
portals open. Sick. So you need them to disarm the booby traps, and if you disarm the booby traps, you get better gear out of it.
There's only one of them.
And the goal is to get to the bottom of the floor.
That's enough.
This is where your rare shit is. Open it up. You get an item, usually a weapon, and then 1 or 2 rare items that are only used for the trading mechanic.
What's the trading, like currency thing or like?
So because it's supposed to emulate an MMO, you'll find
Yeah.
other players in the towns.
Uh-huh.
And if you go talk to them, you'll get the ability to trade with them. Where am I going? Equipment. And if you trade with them, you can sometimes get items way better than what you have. Or you can get items that you want for free, but you'll have to trade something for them. And if you have those rare items like the yellow candy, sometimes you can offer that up as a trade item instead of a weapon or something and get something for virtually nothing. All right.
I mean, it serves you no purpose, in other words.
Serves me no purpose other than to trade for. Yes.
Got it.
This is not normal.
Or was the rumor true?
Take this. Please.
So,
take this.
level 1 area. So instead of like Haseo,
What's
who
this?
just met a bunch of assholes and got beat and PK'd in his first time in,
Yeah.
we get thrusted into some supernatural shit.
At the whim of the user.
You're
Like, this is a level 1 dungeon. This is our first time in the game. We have done nothing prior to this.
And we just got into it.
We
This
just
is
got
the game.
thrusted into. This is the game. And then your friend here, who has played this game for like 2 years prior, it is like, what the fuck is this?
kill you.
And mind you, he was doing 4,000 damage earlier. He's missing.
Yeah.
This is that power scaling, they need to show off. That early trope. What?
Yeah.
A creature that not even your friend can beat?
Yeah, and he's like super strong.
And he's like the strongest.
Glad he has the book.
So you learn what
And
this
we're not
is
running.
later.
Then again,
There's no real way we can run to.
Yeah.
And one of the things that happens in the .hack universe is when events like these happen, they prevent you from logging out until they're finished.
Hmm.
Like there's no way to
Something
really. It's
preventing
a
you somehow.
yeah.
I like how that gentle float. And it's gone.
And it's gone. It tries to
And
attack
the
you.
very important thing that she asked us to defend is now gone. And like seconds after she asked for it.
I mean, what were we supposed to do to that thing?
Yeah.
Intervention. You don't actually get to learn about that character until way later. But you get forced out of the area. And that's it.
A bit slow on the action
System
there. You should have
error.
put the faster.
Play out here. They get better with each preceding game. But GU was after I think they had made the Ninja Storm games a couple of times. The Cyber Connect. So they were in their element with animation and cut over the top anime style cutscenes. So when you play more of GU, whenever you get to that, a lot of the cutscenes are going to be way better than this.
Okay. So we were forced teleported out. You have system error now. And we're in some junk land heap
Yes.
town.
You learn about this area later too. That's
As
Helba.
Angela Wamon here. Stares with
What was
puppets.
wrong with Yasuhiko? Why was he upset? I wanted to ask him, but he wouldn't even pick up the phone.
And this is the other thing with Dot Hack.
The next day,
The
Instead,
first introduction of whatever disease thing they call it,
Yes.
the illness.
instead of being killed like an SAO or any other
They
isekai,
wouldn't even let me see him. But I
you
guess
get
it's better
thrown
this
into a
way.
coma.
I didn't want to see him all week.
It's not
and he
like you're
wouldn't want that either.
it's not like you're dead or anything. The body is still
What
functioning.
the
Vital
hell
stuff is
happened to
happening.
him? I have a feeling.
But the only way to
Kid
wake up
was
from the coma
somewhere in
is to solve the mystery in the game. So when some people are like, "Oh, is Dot Hack an isekai?" I mean, you go to a game world. It, in a sense, it's not because you don't necessarily teleport to it.
Like, you are not in the world.
We are not in the world. We are sitting at a computer playing the game.